Hi, this is Barry Lewis along with Mike Brown, and welcome to our look at Week 11 of the high school football season, otherwise known as the first week of the playoffs. And Mike, there are some very intriguing matchups, so let's start at 6A, where one of the marquee matchups has Jenks hosting Booker T. Washington, which is the last visiting team to have won at Hunter Dwelly Stadium way back in 2006. So Mike, does Booker T have a chance for an upset Friday?
Well, I didn't think Booker T would win at Bartlesville the week before, and they clearly came through in that game in fine fashion. Booker T has some really good talent on defense, some speed on the outside at running back, but Jenks's defense, and not enough has been said about Jenks's defense. They really haven't given up anything since the DeSoto game, and that was back in September. So, no, I'm afraid I don't think so.
All right. Well, that's the thing about the high school playoffs. You never know. But anyway, another Class 6A matchup has Broken Arrow hosting Sand Springs, as will be the game that I'm going to be at. And the teams met at the end of the preseason with Broken Arrow winning a hard-fought game. Not many people at that time envisioned them meeting in the first round of the playoffs, but here it is, Sand Springs in the playoffs for the first time since 2008. Cody Hale, their junior quarterback, having a great year. And of course, Broken Arrow also has a junior quarterback, Cameron Key. The Tigers really haven't put it all together yet, but all that won't matter if they put it together in the postseason. I think Broken Arrow still has a chance to make a long run in the playoffs.
Well, it's two surprising teams because Sand Springs has had a great year, and if Broken Arrow, as you say, puts it together, it will be a surprise.
It will be. And of course, let's not forget four-time defending 6A state champion Union hosts Westmore in a playoff opener, a little bit more difficult, a first-round matchup than Union is used to, as Union is going into the playoffs as a second-place team in its district race.
Westmore is a ball control type of a team. I watched Union play Sand Springs, which is kind of a ball control kind of team, and beat them 59-7. So I think what you wrote, the Redskins appear to be peaking at the right time. What about those those interesting Class 5A clashes?
Well, I think you're going to be at the most interesting one of all. Coweta and Bishop Kelly, these teams always seem to meet in the playoffs. It's incredible, and they also meet in the regular season all the time.
This is the 6th time that these teams will have met in the last 3 years, 5th time in the playoffs since '05. The last 4 meetings have been decided by a touchdown or less. Kelly's won the last 3 games by 3, 3, and 4 points. So you got to say, either this is anybody's football game. Another really volatile football game looks like the one Memorial at Claremore.
Memorial in the playoffs for the first time since 1989, its first winning season since 1989. The Chargers have lost their last 2 games, but I think they've got a chance at Claremore, although the Zebras, what a season they've put together, 9-1.
Gave East Central their closest loss, 20-19. Claremore goes down and scores and goes for 2. I think there were 6 seconds left, and just couldn't get I think came up about a yard short, or they'd be 10-0 right now. Terrific defense. Memorial is a very explosive football team and had a new quarterback. The freshman Trevor Boone took over in the McAllister game, and by all accounts was really good, playing in place of Keith Driver, and so that'll be an interesting situation to see who they start on Friday night.
In Class 4A, Cassia Hall, top-ranked team in 4A, has a little bit tougher than normal first-round game for the district champion as it hosts Tulsa, which reached the semifinals last year. So that'll be just one of several interesting matchups in 4A. Also, another intriguing game is Oologah, a very hot team at Fort Gibson. And Salsat Wagner, that won't be an easy game for Wagner. And in Class 3A, a very intriguing matchup is Berryhill at Beggs.
Yeah, as we talked about, one of the toughest 3A districts, and Berry Hill's undefeated all year. They lose to Metro Christian on the last night of the regular season and suddenly find themselves in third place and not hosting. So that's a tough spot for them. Beggs has been one of the better teams in 3A in this area for 2 or 3 years, so it'll be interesting to see who comes through.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike, and thank you for joining us. And join us again next week as we look ahead to the second week of the high school playoffs.